What's going on, guys? Working on a 96, been 2GB converted, has all the Euro goodies on it. Came in regarding a couple of issues. Super clean car though. So there's an issue with the starter positive wire. Someone had jankily kind of hooked it up to the positive lead, and so I'm gonna go ahead and replace this fully, and also figure out why we're having a parasitic drain, and make sure that this thing can pretty much stay running with the AC on and cold starts. Has AC and large cam, so gotta make do with what we got. See if we can get this thing idling perfect and make this thing a solid daily driver. All right, so got the trans branch out, and as you can see, it's a little old, beat up. It's fairly normal after about 25-30 years of these cars, but pretty much this cable end was broken off, and it was just kind of shoved under a wire and tightened down. So we're gonna fix that with this nice newer starter cable. It's about the same thickness, actually slightly thicker, but it also does have a protector on the end, which is nice. So I'm gonna disassemble this one, clean it up, and see if anything else needs repair, and get it back in the car. So I got the new power cable ran, all insulated. All the connections are cleaned up too, so should be good. What's going on, everyone? It's the next day here, and I noticed when the car was running, there was a bit of a noise coming from the timing cover belt / pulley area. So went ahead and took off all the belts, and this is what I found. So if I get to the pulley here, crank pulley, well, let me get you guys in a good position here. There we go. I don't know if you can see that or hear it, but this has separated, and that's what's causing that knocking noise. Go ahead and put the video in there so you can see what I was referencing. I'm gonna go ahead and replace this, and should be good. Alright, so the other issue that he was having was a parasitic drain, and if you look at that, that's quite the load. Now, the car's been stationary, no key in the ignition, no doors open, but check this out. The radio's on. No key in the ignition. I bet you if I disconnect this radio, our AM draw is gonna go away. So let's find out. So, got the tester all hooked up. Got my positive lead going to the tester. Got my ground going to the negative end of the tester. And I have my tester on milliamps. You can see it's pulling just over an amp, which is way too much. That's not even with the radio connected. Let me go ahead and plug the radio back in so you can see how many amps it was pulling. Don't worry about the massive jump. I opened up the door, so there's gonna be a current draw. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug the radio in. You can see it's pulling about 13, 12, just under 11 amps. And another thing to note here is that the radio is coming on when it shouldn't be. So this fun job of wiring I gotta take care of and get that organized. But you can see when I unplug the radio, Obviously it powers down, and pretty much all the amp draw is taken away. Now, this is still too high, just under 1 amp. You know, this can kill your battery in a couple days or weeks. So I started pulling all the fuses, and there are 2 fuses in the engine bay compartment that control pretty much like the radio, the interior illumination, the E-Tax ECU, and I mean, it powers a lot of things. So just to show you guys, so this goes to the radio. This is the radio, the amp, if it has, and rear antenna. So I'll go ahead and unplug this one. We drop pretty significantly. And then this one controls a lot. I'll go ahead and pull up a diagram, show you what it lists that it operates. But when I pull this, pretty much drops to nothing, which is pretty much what we want. So this obviously isn't the fix. Got to find out what is causing all this current to be drawn. So now comes the fun part. I already went ahead and started pulling the fuses on the inside, and I found another circuit that is actually changing my reading here. I'll go ahead and show you that one right now. Under the fuse panel here, I discovered that my 20 amp fuse for the wiper, which I believe is going to the rear, not the front, does pull a little bit of amperage, about 10 milliamps. That's really, really small. I'm not necessarily concerned about that. So that was the only sorry, I lost my train of thought here. That was my only fuse that is pulling any sort of little amperage at this location here. So my issue isn't here. It's some module or device that's pulling all this amperage. Now, what I find interesting is the fuse this fuse, I can't remember the number, fuse 11 or 12, this one goes to the radio. It controls the antenna, and it controls the amplifier if it has one. So I started looking at the radio install, and you know, I believe this vehicle had a sound amplifier because of all the extra wires, and someone had spliced in a regular plug. So I decided to take a look at the whole thing, decided to take a look at the antenna, and sure enough, I'm finding some work in here that I don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug this, and we're gonna watch our amps. You can't really see it very well over there. Well, look at that. There is our amp draw. So this is an acceptable range, 25, 30, totally acceptable for these cars. Back near the radio here, cleaned up the chassis side a little bit, and the radio side has solid connections all the way through. I'm just going to zip tie it up and make sure that nothing touches and that there's no issues in the future. So I'm gonna get to it. Gonna have to remove the heater core lines and address the leak. Got it up to temp and found a couple areas that are leaking right now. Loosening the hose, and it's split right at the mouth here. Gonna have to let this cool off. Hopefully I can push that hose in, or cut it and push it in farther. Got some rather scary news. Got the coolant leak addressed and pressure tested. It came out all good now. And started the car, getting it up to temp, and that rattle came back. Well, it actually was slightly different now. Well, I think there's something wrong here. I think we have an auto tensioner failure of some sort. Something behind the cover is causing us an issue. I started the car up just to get a brief video, but this thing flops around like loose spaghetti. I don't really like it one bit, and I think that's what's making the noise behind the cover. I have to address that for sure. Pretty sure we have an auto tensioner failure. Oh, I can't really get you in there good. Wow. That's fucking crazy. Alright, so we're on the car right now, and I went ahead and got the timing side cover removed. And this is an insane failure that I've yet to see. The tensioner body is pretty much prolapsing itself. And I thought I'd get it on video here while I remove it, because I think it's just gonna fail as I pull it apart. Let's see here. Wow, that's crazy. Let's get a better look at this. So, God, that's crazy. It was fully extended. So this piston, or cap, or seal, or whatever, yeah, this is a seal. Seal failed. And I believe there's a clip that holds this in. I mean, I'm not certain. I'd have to look at a new one. But you can also see pretty much kind of where the tensioner sits. We had an oil leak as well, and that's this guy right here. so I have your original sensor plugged in. And you can see, I mean, it should be going full ridge now. Even when I, you know, get some exhaust flow past the sensor, nothing. And then sometimes it'll kick in and swing, but this is generally how it looks. So everything's just about wrapped up on this thing. Currently got the driver's seat out to replace the wideband sensor. And we're also going to be taking care of an oil change, filter, and calibrations done. So should be all good to go. No more leaking on the heater core line. So solid.